So before I leave the stage, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our guest speaker today. And this is a woman who's faced challenges and odds in her life, including generations of poverty, addiction, and homelessness. And not only is she a survivor, she's a perfect example of what the kind of energy, time, and commitment that all of you provide can ultimately result in. And what the story you're going to hear is to not only going from someone that has been assisted right through to she is now someone who assists others. So please help me welcome Pamela Spurvey here today.
Good afternoon. I am so excited and proud to be part of the 2013 United Way campaign kickoff, and I am honored to be here with you today. My name is Pamela, and I am a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 2. I have been sober for 5 years, but and I would like to share with you how crack cocaine and crystal meth and a life of crime got a hold of my life. Addiction changed my family and I until I was ready to fight back and take control and find positive change. I would like to share my story with you and how I got where I am today. Before I get started, I would like to make something perfectly clear. Addiction can take hold of anyone at any time. Drugs, alcohol abuse, and mental health issues do not know income levels. They do not recognize poverty or wealth. They do not discriminate. Individuals of all walks of life can and are affected. These are the very issues that can lead someone living a comfortable life into poverty or worse, and keep someone living in poverty very firmly rooted there. As a child, I grew up around violence, addiction, prostitution, and mental and physical abuse. I also grew up in many different foster homes, and because of that environment, I was left with feelings of abandonment, fear, insecurity, and utter despair. As I grew older, and as I say older, I mean 15, I dealt with these issues by numbing the pain through alcohol and drugs. And for me, alcohol was my gateway drug that led to my crack cocaine and my crystal meth addiction. In order for me to support my habit, I started dealing drugs. And I ended up being charged with drug charges, and I lost my children and my home. I was facing up to 2 to 3 years in jail and the loss of my children to child welfare permanently. I was sleeping on my oldest son's couch, homeless, sick, and depressed, and I thought, how much lower can I go? If I cannot change and fight for my children, they will have no one. It was then that I realized that no one but me could start the change. And when I began my recovery process, I was terrified. I tried to recovery a few times before, and I always ended up back in addiction. But I knew in my heart, I knew that this time was different because I was not doing it for anyone but for me and my family. And not only did I need to change, but I wanted to change. I went through a series of recovery programs that helped me get my life on track, but that did not help with everything. I was still facing homelessness and the loss of my children. And that's when I saw the power of United Way and the power of collective change. Through a series of community partners that you help support through United Way, I was able to find subsidized housing, household goods, and a doctor who specializes in addiction. Somewhere deep inside of me, I found the will, and somewhere deep inside of all of you, you cared enough to act. And without realizing it, you and I were all in this together, and together we are all stronger. I felt your support without knowing your names, without knowing where you lived or who you work for. I knew you were all on my side. Have you ever stopped to think about the power we all have together? I have. It's what saved my life. I will remain clean and sober. It is something I will have to work at for the rest of my life. But because of the support you all provide, this is something that does not seem impossible to me. My life has completely changed. I now work for Edmonton Drug Treatment Court as a peer support worker, the very program I went through to get my life back on track. Funny how life changes. I never thought that I would be working for the law. And now I offer people support and refer participants to the very community agencies United Way helps support. I do not use these agencies as much as I used to, but for me, it brings my heart great joy and happiness to know that it's there to support other people like me who are trying to get their lives back. Has my life become perfect? No. I still face many challenges. In fact, my oldest daughter just finished treatment for her addiction to cocaine. I am a single mom trying to survive, but I have a strong support system in place. And I know if anything is ever to happen in my life again, that if I am ever to face any strong and hard challenges, that the community of Edmonton is still out there for me. Last spring, I enrolled in my second financial literacy course. This one is called Empower You. It is put on by the Alberta Asset Building Collaborative and is generously supported by 2 organizations through their support by United Way. The organizations are EPCOR and ATB Financial. This program is a match savings program designed to help women just like me get ahead in life. Not only have I been able to get ahead, I am now a certified financial literacy instructor, and I will be leading my first course starting in November with the great generosity of Kate Quinn through CEASE. She's allowing me to teach my first class, and I'm very excited. I share my story with you so you can see how your continued generosity to United Way and to our community can change one person's life. I do my best to give back to the community by being a productive citizen and leading by example. And I can proudly tell you, and I say it all the time, I do like paying taxes. My goal is to continue to share my life and experiences with others and to offer help and hope. I want to give back what was so freely given to me. And again, thank you for your continued support to United Way. You helped change my life, and together we can change the lives for so many more. Change really does start with us. Thank you.